All right, the Reds, it is the preview show previewing Southampton v Liverpool. The second to last game for Liverpool this season. A game Liverpool must win to keep the title bid alive, to keep the quadruple bid alive. I got Lizzie Doyle with me to talk about it. And first things first, James Pearce put a tweet out just now saying, Klopp, when the boys arrive today, we'll have to make a lot of decisions over fitness. We have to see who's able to help. The 30 extra minutes at Wembley made a big difference. And that's ultimately like the big thing to talk about here, isn't it? What's the side going to be?
I have
because
no idea.
We've got to go for it.
Yeah.
Like we haven't got to go mad maybe now because, you know, it's pinning now on like actual results more likely than goal difference now. So it's not like we've got to go and win 9-0, although that'd be great. It's just we've got to win. Now, there's a lot of lads kicking around in the squad that you'd back, though, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Like you think Konate, young, not played that much. He could probably go again. Gomez can come in. Even like Origi up top.
Yeah, I wouldn't be adverse. So what I mean, the question on sort of my lips and the question on in my mind at the minute is, I'm dead interested in what is the priority here in terms of freshness or reputation. Because there was a bit of a hoo-ha after the Spurs game when people were talking about players being in on reputation and freshness. It was a really quite interesting debate for Spurs. But I think it's quite pertinent now because it's not just an extra 30 minutes at Wembley. The intensity of playing against Chelsea, the heat, it was quite warm, I thought. To play in that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like 30 odd degrees, but still, that takes it out of you. But I think like, in my mind, I was like tallying it up last night in my head about the minutes and what time they would have been finished. They'll have had that absolute high of lifting the trophies and then that come down, the crash. And we've all done it. God, we go to a cup final, have a couple of drinks, and we feel terrible the next day.
Yeah, that was
so
goose.
these
I'm
are,
goose now.
at the end of the day, I know these are elite athletes and they can recover a lot quicker than most human beings, but their bodies will probably be knackered. And I think this is where Klopp's really got to look at, we need results, but he needs to maybe put some trust in maybe only a couple of these fringe players and really assess like who can come in for freshness, because I do think with Southampton, in the form that they're in, and we also know what Southampton are like and what they can do and how they like to play with sort of the high press and intensity themselves. This might be a game where we need the legs and we need the runners. So the likes of Joe Gomez coming in at right back, maybe Tsimikas or do Robertson for 60, Tsimikas for 30. I think the midfield, I think you can't be putting Jordan Henderson in there who's done 120. You know, there's Curtis Jones sat there. You've got Origi, you've got Bobby Firmino. There are options. I think it needs to be a half and half. But I would be prioritising getting fresh legs on the pitch.
Yeah, even Harvey Elliott maybe.
Yeah, there's options.
Extra time, as Klopp's mentioned and you've mentioned there, Liverpool don't have a shot in the final.
It was hard work. We played for penalties.
Yeah, they were goosed.
Yeah.
You know, they were gone, they were done. And it was actually Chelsea who was sort of on top and still having efforts at that point. I actually thought that they played for it from a certain point in the game as well. I think they thought Liverpool will be goosed. And Liverpool were goosed, it's fair to say. And Southampton as well, I mean, you know, they are in one way the sort of the definition of on the beach in that, you know, they've got the 40 points, they're safe. They've only won one game in the last 11 in the league. They've only won 11 games all season, all comps. And yeah, their recent fixtures, beaten 3-0 by Brentford. They lost 2-1 at home to Crystal Palace. There was a draw with Brighton 2-2. They got beat 2-0 by Burnley. Their last win was 16th of April. They won 1-0 at home to Arsenal. Before that, they were absolutely stuffed 6-0 by Chelsea, and a similar sort of result for us would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, and they're currently sitting 15th in the table, 40 points, 4 points ahead of Everton as things stand right now. They've had 10 days off as well, which is not great in terms of what we've just been talking about. So, you know, they've had 10 days since their loss. We're literally lifting a cup Saturday. And as you say, there's all the emotion around that as well. There's the City situation as well, in that, you know, their draw and Mahrez missing that pen does still sort of keep it alive, and you know we've got to go and win it. It's not like you just go, okay, well it's done, and we'll think about the Champions League. There's a chance, isn't there?
Well, there is a chance.
Yeah.
This is like I was gutted after Spurs.
All right, the Reds, thanks for watching a little bit of a premium Anfield Wrap video there. If you want to watch the rest of that show and get access to much more, click join below. That activates our YouTube membership. It means you get a premium video every day of the week. You get our post-match content, you get reviews, previews and exclusive interviews, all here from the heart of Liverpool. Follow us, follow them. Up the Reds.